Hi there everyone, Guidance with Glenyce here for another week here at the Tranquil Room in Albury, New South Wales. Oh, I'm so excited about today. I know I announced last week that I was going to have the beautiful Beth-Elaine Haynes joining us again, and we're going to be talking about our Claires. And, you know, like everyone sent me messages saying that they were so excited to see Beth coming on again. So it's my greatest honour and pleasure to welcome the beautiful Beth. So hi Beth, how are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you, Glenyce. Thank you so very, very much. It's nice to get such positive feedback. And I love, it's as you would know as well, Glenyce, one of the first questions when budding new spiritualists come in, they want to know all about the senses. So it's a wonderful subject. And as our last subject was the chakras, which is there's all the beautiful parts of the toolkit that come with being a practitioner or understanding the spirituality a lot more.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. So, Beth, we're going to be talking about our Claires today. Now, so for those that are joining us and are opening up more and more on their awareness, the Claires are the abilities in different modes in which we receive intuitive information, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Glenyce. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. It is our hearing, our seeing, our knowing, and a combination of all the above.
Yeah. I know. I really work with my within my senses. There'll be times when I'm doing a reading, and all of a sudden, I'll just get this massive smell of gum leaves. And I know when I did experience that, it blew me away, because the lady, she just looked at me and she said that was my grandfather, who he was a logging contractor. So she said he always smelt like gum leaves. So for me, my personal Claires that I work with freely, that come in possibly the easiest, is the claircognizance, which I get that clear knowing. The clairvoyance is like the clear seeing, but it's also the clairentience is I feel. It's not just the empathic side of me. I know for me personally, because I've been doing this for so long now, that when I get absolute tingles down my arm, and specifically my left arm, I know that on a clairentience side, that's telling me that the person that's passed over has died from a stroke. And I just know, I get to feel the different feelings within myself and know that it's not the empathic side of me. So they're the three that really possibly work most for me. Is there a Claire that you resonate with more than the others?
Claire visual. Well, I'm blessed to have all of the senses, Glenyce, and I love that. You've been able to identify that when this sensation comes in the left side of your body and sort of tingles, that it's the person on the other side that's communicating with you really beautifully. And the smell, I don't get smells. I get so excited when I get smells, because I don't get smells very often, but I get clear visual. I see spirit really, or deceased loved ones really clearly. They touch me as well, which is really, the first time that happened, I went, oh, who's tapping? But they're clear visual. I work with all the senses, and I just trust what comes through. And I think that's the biggest thing, is trusting what you're feeling, what you're hearing, what you know, what you're seeing, and developing trust in your natural abilities as a spiritual person, as a guide, as a mentor, and a person who is communicating with deceased loved ones if you're doing mediumship, because the person sitting in front of you, they're vulnerable, they're most really brokenhearted, they need to know that their loved one on the other side is safe, is well, is okay. So we are the deliverers of a lot of just comfort. We comfort people that are in pain through our ability with our senses, our clear senses. That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so good when you can, as I said, I know that when my left arm gets all those tingling feelings, that I know that I've connected with spirit, and that's how they've passed over. And just to be able to give that confirmation to the person that you're reading for, and it actually, and then once the messages start coming in, it can give them so much closure that they're able to move forward, or it's that comfort that they know that, they've got spirit around them, and, they're supported. It's such an honour to do what we do. It's not something that I take lighthearted, but it's, admittingly, it did take me a little while to work out what my best clair was, but yeah, the clairvoyance is a huge one for me, and the cognizance, the seeing and the knowing. It's just like, I know when I'm doing a reading, I quite often look over people, and my eyes are always darting backwards and forwards, and it's like I've got this movie in front of me, and I'm just seeing what's going on. For me, that's how I know on what's happening. It's great.
It's really different, because every person that comes and sees you, Glenyce, brings out another aspect of your ability, but also it depends on the person. You'll get people that just whoosh straight in and sit on the chair if there's a spare chair there. It can be quite amusing, and because our deceased loved ones have got a sense of humour, and also I get a lot of heat in my throat chakra when the person who is sitting, or I'm talking, or I'm doing Zoom, because as you know, we work all around the world, not just in our offices, but when the person that is sitting in front of me is stuck on a mistruth about the person who is deceased, my throat chakra nearly shuts down. It just my whole throat gets really hot, and I go, okay, we really need to explore this, and I and then you'll wait for messages from the person on the other side if they want to speak. So that's clairsentient as well, claircontience, because it's the knowing and the feeling. But my greatest, now that you've put the question to me and I've had a few minutes to think about it, is clairaudient, because I'm a channel. So I have conversations with people. Then they may come in, then but that doesn't always happen either, as you know. And I think it'd be really good if we explain to people the differences. Clairvisual is exactly how it's saying, clairvoyance. So that's our ability to see through our third eye, or through apparitions or visions of those from the other side, or in a different world, because the living can communicate with us like this as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
People, my mum or people that I'm close to, they'll come to me and go, oh, okay, what have they got to say? Or do I need to check in? Like I needed to check in with you for about 3 days and didn't. So you'll get messages from the living as well as those that are on the other side. And then the clairaudient is, it could be repeat words that you hear, or could be a song on a radio. It can be, oh, who said that? It can be something as simple as that. So honestly, if someone's got a message to get through, they'll make sure that they get it through. You've heard of spirits throwing things around houses and knocking things off walls and taking things away, putting them somewhere else. So if there's a message that they need to get through, they'll make sure that we get it. And if you are sensitive to your senses, then that's a blessing, because then you'll know that you've got someone who's wanting to communicate. And that's when I always tell people to stop, to look, and to listen, and to sit with it and just allow it to happen. And it's not when the phone rings, Glenyce, or, I think Jenny's coming, the next minute the phone rings, or they're knocking at the door. That's your ability to sense, your clair. Yeah, we're very, very blessed. We have all of this amazing spiritual body that will help us understand our senses.
Yeah. I know, like, I remember doing a reading for this young lady, and I said, I could just tell that she was driving her grandmother's car, and I said, but it's almost like every time you go past a certain pole that the lights keep flashing. And she said, yeah. And I said, and there's a certain song on the radio, and it's almost like every time you get to that position on the road, those two things happen. And I said, but it was your grandmother's favourite song. And she said, that's exactly what happened. And you just know, and you get it coming through and you can see it. The message I got with all that was just to let her know that she was still with her, just not on a physical sense, but on a spiritual sense, absolutely. So obviously there was a lot of tears with that, but there was a lot of comfort. It's as I said before, it's such an honour to be able to bring comfort to these people. Because they come in quite vulnerable, and I say this word respectfully, almost desperately, to connect. So yeah, I just absolutely.
Their grief is so profound, Glenyce. Their grief is so profound, and that's where trusting the messages that we get for them is a privilege and something that we need to take comfort in, that we are of great comfort to those that are still here after a loved one has passed, and trusting the clairsentience and the clairaudience and the clairvisual and the claircognizance messages that we receive enables them to, one, feel supported and loved, but able to move on with their grief. It's a blessing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And there are still times when I sit here and go, oh my God, when you finish with the reading and you get time to contemplate the whole thing, it's just like, wow, that was phenomenal, and you just know that it's not that you change someone's life, but you can actually allow them to move forward, and it's just mind-blowing sometimes.
Yeah, it's a privilege, Glenyce. It's an absolute privilege.
Yeah.
Now, Beth, sorry.
No, go say what you're going to say.
The only thing I was going to add to that is sometimes I get after messages that I have to relay as well.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. Yeah. Beth, are you ready to take a caller?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we've got Charisma from Texas on. So, hi, Charisma, how are you?
Nothing.
No. I just say Dave will bring her back, so we'll continue chatting away. So, Beth, do you ever, I know there are times, I get this such a metallic taste in my mouth, and that always tells me that someone's receiving treatment. It's just, I've been able to work that out. Do you get a taste at all within your senses and working with your clairs?
I see density.
Okay.
I see density, and I usually get a message. But yeah, it's just a knowing. So that would be my clairsentient. So I get a knowing and I feel a darkness, see darkness.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. We're just waiting for Charisma to come back on. So it's interesting when you actually get time to, and I think this is really important for anyone that's joining us today and developing their awareness to actually sit. And I know when I first started, I had pen and paper with me, and just whenever I was feeling something, I would write it down. And if I was getting this taste, I would write it down so that eventually I could see that there was an absolute pattern forming. Okay. Sorry, Beth, I'm being told that there's no video.
While that's being, click on the, while that's happening, I'm just going to do a card. And
okay.
Back on. There you are. You're there.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
There you are.
All right, yeah, so pull a card and then we'll go back to Charisma. Yeah.
Yeah, if she's still there. So that's soul song. Soul song. Yeah, I think that's a really nice explanation of how I feel about doing the work that I do. Glenyce, is that it makes my soul sing. And I know that when you're able to create, or you're the medium, you're the catalyst in between realities and people's knowings and people's beings and people's lives. And if you're able to bring or open that channel within their mind, within their heart, within their soul, to a greater version of who you are, both souls sing. Their soul sing and your soul sing. So, because as a healer and as an empath and as a mentor and a coach and all the things and the many hats that we wear, is that we're here to bring people through. We're here to bring people through, and we utilise that and enable that through our many gifts and talents that we have developed and trusted. Not every single person is a healer, and so we have the opportunity to help people's souls sing.
Okay. All right. So, Beth, we've now got Shana from New Jersey online. So, hi, Shana. How are you?
I'm well.
Shana.
How are you?
Good, darling. I'm going to pass you over to Beth, and Beth's going to do a quick reading for you. So, go ahead, Beth.
Hi, Shana. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, excellent, darling. How can I be of service for you today? Do you have a question?
I have a question regarding my health. I've been ill for quite some time now, ever since I had my son, and none of the doctors really seem to know why I'm sick. And like I've been dealing with like a lot of migraines. Like I'm in pain constantly, 24 hours a day, every day, and nobody really knows why. So that would be my question.
Okay.
Why
so I'm just going to
am I ill?
Yeah, definitely. You've got you've got a lot of congestion on your lungs and your sinuses.
Okay.
So I would be giving up dairy and dairy products if I were you. I'd also be contemplating giving up dairy because dairy makes mucus, and you've got a lot of mucus. And when you've got mucus encapsulating every cell in your physical and non-physical bodies, you're going to be in pain. So your body is toxic. So when your cells are toxic, you're in a lot of physical pain. You've also have on your T11, you've got lower back issues. I would be seeking maybe osteopathic, chiropractic, or maybe bone therapy, acupuncture, because your spine is way out of alignment, especially in your mid-thoracic, which is causing you heart pain. So it's almost like you feel like your chest is imploding, which isn't nice at all. Your left hip is also your whole skeletal system. You've got one hip back, you've got your left hip, could be mirroring you, so it could be the other way around, but your left hip is back and your pelvis is out of screw. You're out of screw width, so you're like this. So you're dominant on your right side. So your emotional side, your feminine side isn't in balance with your masculine, so you're out of balance energetically. Physically, you are your cells are not your mindset, darling. Your cells, so it's different, which is impacting upon your emotional well-being and your health. So I would suggest a detox, lots of nice soups, rich, warm food that's going to your kidneys are cold. You need to warm your kidneys. You need to warm your gut. You need to nurture yourself inwardly as well as outwardly. And then your skeletal system needs to be adjusted because it's impacting on your central nervous system and all your major organs, your heart, your kidneys. And you've got a lot of arthritics, you've got a lot of inflammation in your body. So this is causing you to be under a lot of stress and duress, so your body is inflamed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's nothing with my thyroid?
Oh, look, you could take, what do you call it? Slightly hypothyroid, but it's not that bad. There's a little tonic that I take. I just can't remember the name of it. It's orange. What's it called? You can get it from the health food shop. I just can't remember the name of it at the moment. But it's just a little drop. I take it myself. Isn't it silly? That would help. But a naturopath, if you go to a naturopath, she'd be able to look into your eyes and see iodine.
Okay.
Iodine. Iodine. I would suggest one drop.
Iodine. Okay.
One drop or maybe 2 drops underneath the tongue of a morning would be really, really, really good. And a multivitamin B or B12 drop as well, because it's impacting on your central nervous system, all this pain that you're in. So you need to calm your central nervous system and get some iodine just to balance out the thyroid. It's not too bad at the moment. It's not that bad that it's impacting on your physical being, although bringing it into balance would be of huge benefit for you.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Yeah, that was powerful. Shana, just really take on board everything that Beth has told you. And straight away for me personally, I actually felt that there's a nerve being pinched for you as well. And I feel that started through the childbirth. I would be taking on board everything that Beth has said.
The first place I'd start would be a naturopath. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, because and then maybe an osteopath or
because I wanted to see like a functional medicine doctor, but my insurance won't cover it, and it's very expensive. So I kind of wanted to get like all of my body completely checked, like all of my like vitamin levels and all that stuff, and kind of like really dive into my body to see, what could be causing all of this, because nobody else has an answer for me.
Yeah, intuitively, you know exactly what's right for you. So you are absolutely right, and that's exactly it. See if you could do an exchange. Offer. I don't know what you do yourself personally, but just see if you could do an exchange for some of your treatments or something like that. Always negotiate with your gifts as well, because you're a beautiful lady.
Well, thank you.
My pleasure. Lovely to meet you. I'm down here in Australia, Gold
Thank
Coast.
you as well.
It's lovely to speak with you.
Shana, I'm also getting 8 weeks, and you're going to really start feeling a massive change. I've got a lightness coming towards you. So if you take on board everything that Beth has said and just start immediately is what I'm saying. Believe me, within 8 weeks, you're going to really start feeling a massive difference within yourself. So
sensational.
Okay.
Yeah, really good things are coming, darling. They really are. But you are definitely on the right track, and believe me, you're going to be sitting back thinking about this call and being so grateful in not the too far distant future. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Good things are coming, darling.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure, Dal. Absolute pleasure. You, I dare say it's nearly the middle of the night for you over there, so have a great night. And thank you for the honour of allowing Beth and I to be with you today. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Beth, is there anything else you'd like to share in regards to the Clares, or is there any message that you're getting?
I think that the message for all of us, Glenyce, is to do what makes your soul sing. Tap into your divine being. Trust the messages, the visions, the feelings, the knowings that you get, and step into all that you are and allow your soul to sing. Okay. All right, Beth, it's time to head off again. So thank you for joining us today. I am so blessed to have you in my corner. And so everyone, from my heart to your heart, be kind to you. Have a fabulous weekend coming up. And I will be talking to you all very soon.